Hello everyone, welcome to Aviation Engineering YouTube channel, and I'm Keshara Vikramasinghe. So today also I'm going to take a new lesson regarding AT chapter 24 electrical system. Alright, sorry for I'm not uploading some videos recent few months because you know why I'm moved to Qatar, because now I'm going to work for Qatar Airways as an that's why I have to manage something. So I'm sorry for that one. So now, in future, I will upload more. So if you still not subscribe to Aviation Engineering YouTube channel, please subscribe. And also, if you want to share these videos with your friends, please share. Then it will be a useful knowledge for your friends and your relatives. All right. So now we will go to the lesson. All right, so today I'm going to teach you AT chapter 24 electrical system and AC generation, IDG disconnection, reconnection, and IDG components. All right, okay. Alright, so let's go to the lesson content. Today I'm going to discuss IDG disconnection and reconnections. Under that, IDG disconnections and how IDG reconnections will done. And then the next one, IDG components. So under IDG components, I will discuss IDG filter clogging indication and IDG quick attach detach and IDG oil level indicator and IDG oil filter, IDG disconnect mechanism, and also IDG oil cooler. Alright. Okay, so let's go to the first one, IDG disconnection and reconnection. Okay, you can see this graph. You can see this is the IDG drive. Here the variable input speed. Here this is the engine accessory gearbox. Okay, so IDG disconnected, directly connected to the engine accessory gearbox, and then it's around 4500 rpm. It means 4000 to 9120 rpm is there. So this is the disconnect mechanism. Here is the disconnect mechanism, and here is the reset handle. So I will discuss later. This is the reset handle, and this is the IDG drive. And you can see this is the permanent magnet generator, PMG. Okay, permanent magnet generator, and here is three-phase 400 Hz generator here. Okay, so from here is output 115 400 Hz. Okay, it is the output, and here is the generator control unit. Okay. So the IDG disconnect systems prevents damage by manually separating the IDG from the gearbox in case of overheating or low pressure. Reconnection required ground maintenance. Okay, right? So the IDG system prevents damage by manually separating. It is the manually separate from IDG from the gearbox. So it is manually separate IDG from the gearbox in case of overheating or low pressure. Alright, so it is a safety feature. Alright, next one. So let's go to the first one, IDG disconnections, how the IDG is disconnect. Alright, so yeah, you can see here's the four lights comes on. Alright, so this is the actual overhead panel. You can see this is the IDG disconnections over there, right? So in the A320, in IDG oil overheat, so its pressure drops. In A320, if the IDG is overheats or the pressure is dropped, the amber IDG 4 lights illuminates, right? So here the amber IDG 4 lights illuminates, and the ECAM system trigger a warning. In the ECAM system triggers a warning IDG fault. All right, so the IDG can be manually disconnected. IDG we can manually disconnected using the cockpit switch. Here is the cockpit switch. Okay, you can see, but reconnection required ground maintenance. We can disconnect IDG manually in the cockpit, but for reconnections we must need a ground maintenance. Okay, so these systems prevent gearbox and generator damage due to lubrication failure. Okay, so do not press the IDG push button more than 3 seconds. This is, remember, do not press this IDG push button more than 3 seconds to prevent solenoid damage and ensure proper IDG disconnect operation. Okay, you can see. Okay, now we'll, if you press this one, now we can press. Okay, so now in this slide I can see now in this time I press IDG for push buttons. Oh, in this situation you can see when you press IDG for push button, when you press IDG fall push button while the engine is not running, it means when you press IDG push button while the engine is not running, the IDG disconnect due to the engine oil low pressure switch. The IDG fall lights turn off when the failure signal is gone. It means if you push IDG push button, then the fall light goes off, and also the failure signal also disappear. However, the generator fault amber lights comes on. If you press IDG fault push button, then generator fault amber light comes on, showing that the generator is disconnected or has failed. Okay, in this time it means we can know the generator is disconnected or has failed. Okay, so these systems helps protect the IDG and prevent damage to aircraft electrical system. Okay, all right, you can see in this picture, right? So in this time, if you press this one, this is disconnected. IDG is disconnected from the gearbox, accessory gearbox, and in this time the IDG four lights go off and the message in the ECAM system also gone. But at that time the generator fall amber lights comes on. Okay, and also you can see amber lights comes on. It shows that generator disconnected or failed. Okay, all right. Okay, now the IDG reconnection. So IDG reconnection during flight. Once the IDG is disconnected, it cannot be reconnected until the aircraft is on ground. Okay, so to reconnect, the aircraft must be in ground. So reconnection is only possible after shut down the engine. We can reconnect the IDG to the accessory gearbox only when the engine is shut down. Okay, or prevent damage to the drive shaft clutch device. So this system ensures protection against the mechanical failures. Ground maintenance personnel must manually reconnect the IDG before the next flight to restore normal electrical power generation from the engine driven generator. Okay, you can see this is the disconnect reset handle. Here is the disconnect reset handle. Here is the like a schematic diagram. Okay, you can see this is the disconnect reset handle. Okay, right. So in this time, okay, we pull the reset handle. Now you see on the ground, while the engine is stationary, engine must be stationary, the IDG can be reconnected using mechanical reset handle ring fitted to the IDG. Okay, the handle allows maintenance personnel to manually engage the drive. It means it's handle this this handle allows the maintenance personnel to manually engage the drive, restoring the connections between the IDG and the engine gearbox. Proper reconnection ensure the generator functions correctly before the next flight. So it is important. There's important thing not to reconnect IDG when the engine is windmilling. It is very important, right? When the engine is windmilling, do not reconnect the IDG, as this can damage the IDG disconnections mechanism. Okay, so reconnection should only occur when the engine is stationary on the ground to ensure proper engagement and prevent mechanical damage to the system. Always follow proper procedures for safe IDG reconnection. Okay, all right. Okay, now let's go to the IDG components. Okay, IDG components, you can see IDG here, the slide glass, quick attach detach. This is an integrated drive generator. So the purpose of this section is enable you to identify, locate and describe the components of the IDG and the oil cooler. Oil cooler is not situated here. Okay, it is in the fan cowl. All right. Okay, so let's go to the first one, IDG drive generator. This is the IDG drive generator. You can see here the oil filter is there, and here is the pressure port, filter port, overflow drain port, and oil in port, oil out port. Okay, and this is the oil level indicator over there, and the electrical connections here, and the vent valve, vacuum, and filter clogging indication is there. All right. Okay, so the IDG input shaft has a special weak point. IDG input shaft has a special weak point called a shear neck. Remember, this helps protect the engine gearbox if there is a problem. If the IDG gets damaged or stuck, the shear necks break first break by the shear neck. So this stops further damage to the engine or IDG. So the shear neck works like a safety failure. Shear neck works like a safety failure. So making sure serious failures do not spread. So it is an important part of the IDG design to keep the aircraft power system safe and working well. Okay, right. So now let's go to the 2.1 IDG filter clogging indicator. So this is the IDG filter clogging indicator pop-up indicator. Okay, you can see delta pressure indicator. Now it is closed and now it comes out. Okay, like this. So this is the normal and this is the extended way, right? So the filter clogging indicator sensor suppressed automatically when the oil is cold or too thick. Remember, the filter clogging indicator suppressed automatically when the oil is cold or too thick. The delta pressure pop-up indicator can be reset up to 3 times. Okay, the delta pressure pop-up indicator DPI can be reset up to 3 times before removing the IDG, but only if these conditions are met. These conditions must be met. First one, no metal particles are found in the filter and there are no other warning signs. Number 2, the oil and the filter must be changed. And number 3, write on the IDG DPI label that the DPI reset was done. Here is the DPI label, DPI resets. You can say refer to the appropriate documentations for details of the alternate DPI procedure 1, 2, 3. This can be removed only. I mean, the DPI can be reset only 3 times. The first time you must replace the IDG. So this process helps keep the IDG working properly and prevent unnecessary removal. Following these steps ensure safety and good maintenance of the aircraft systems. All right. Okay, now next one, IDG quick attach detach. Here is the IDG quick attach detach. You can see, okay, this is the top CFM index pinholes. Okay, so this is the accessory gearbox. All right, so it's situated in the 6 o'clock positions in the engine, right? So the integrated drive generator is connected to the engine gearbox using quick attach detach device, okay, which allows for easy and efficient installation and removal. So this device is designed to hold the IDG in place during operation while providing a simple method for detaching it when maintenance or replacement is required. So the quick attach detach mechanism ensures that the IDG can be removed without needing a disassemble or entire engine system, right? It's very easy, right? So it helps reduce downtime and allows for faster repair replacement, minimizing the impact on the aircraft operations and improving overall efficiency in maintaining the power generation system. All right. Okay. So now next one, IDG oil level indicator. Here is the IDG oil level indicator. So this is the normal way. Here is the red band and yellow band and the green band and again the red band. Okay, so the oil level above the line between the green and yellow, okay, between the green and yellow above the line, IDG cold, or above the yellow band. If the IDG oil level is above the yellow band, IDG hot, oil servicing is required. Okay, when the IDG is cold, the oil level above the line between the green and yellow bands, and in IDG hot, the above the yellow band, oil servicing is required. Oil level within the green band, oil level within the green band, or within the green or yellow band, within the green or yellow band, oil servicing is required. Okay, so oil level below the green band, oil level is below the green band, oil servicing is required. So note the yellow band represent the oil thermal expansion margin. Okay, the yellow band represent the oil thermal expansion margin. Okay, yellow band is represent the oil thermal expansion, meaning when the IDG is hot, oil is a little bit thermally expanded. Okay, right. So next one, IDG oil filter. Yeah, IDG oil filter is situated here. IDG oil filter. Okay, here is the IDG oil filter. Here is the 2 O-rings. Okay, right. The IDG oil filter helps keeps the oil clean by removing dirt and metal particles. It protects the IDG from damage by ensuring smooth oil flow. Regular checks and replacements are needed to keep the IDG work properly. A clogged filter can cause problems, so proper maintenance is important for safe operation. It is normally like a filter, right? It's used like a filter. IDG oil filter, right? So normally every times we changing this oil filter, right? Okay, so the next one, IDG disconnect mechanism. Okay, so I talked about it before, right? Disconnection and reconnection. Okay, we will talk in detail about this component. So here is the disconnect reset handle. I talk it before. So how we reconnect and how we disconnect, right? So here is the mechanism. So here is the separation point. Here has a separation point. Here is the input spline shaft. Okay, input spline shaft, and here is the worm shaft. Here is the worm shaft, and disconnect plunger with the threaded pole. Here is the disconnect plunger with the threaded pole, and the solenoid. Here is the solenoid, and here is the reset handle. Okay, right. So the disconnect mechanism is designed to separate the IDG from the gearbox, engine gearbox, if the failure occurs, right? You know about it. It consists of a solenoid, a spring-loaded disconnect puncture. Okay, it's connected with the solenoid, and the spring-loaded spring-loaded threaded pole. Okay, spring-loaded threaded pole, and the worm shaft. Here is the worm shaft and the reset handle. So when activated, the mechanism prevents further damage by stopping power transmission between the gearbox and with the IDG. This is safety failure that protects both components. So once the disconnect mechanism is engaged, it cannot be reset during flight. Reset can only be done on the ground by maintenance personnel. Regular inspections ensure the system works properly and helps prevent unexpected failure. Okay, it is normal, right? Okay, so this is this thing how we disconnect and how we reconnect. I talked in the previous slides. All right. Okay. So now let's go to the IDG oil cooler. Yeah, IDG oil cooler is not situated near the IDG, but is situated in the fan. Okay, near the fan cowl, right, in the left side. Okay, all right. So this is the IDG oil cooler. Oil cooler is situated here. Okay, this is the IDG. It comes with the two connections, right? So the IDG oil cooler helps regulate the temperature of the oil used in the integrated drive generator. Oh, it prevents overheating by cooling an oil before it circulates back into the system. Okay, right. So the cooler typically uses air or engine fuel. Okay? The cooler normally use air or engine fuel. Okay, because the oil must be cool, but the fuel can be hot, because normally fuel can burn. So normally they use fuel or air to cool the oil. All right. Fuel to remove the heat from the oil. It consists of an oil cooler core, inlet and outlet lines, and a thermal valve to control oil flow. So proper cooling ensures the IDG operates efficiently and prevents damage due to excessive heat. Regular maintenance, including checking for leaks or blockage, is essential to keep the oil cooler functioning properly. All right. Okay. Yeah, that is the end of this lesson. Yeah, I think you got a good knowledge about how we disconnect and reconnect IDG and the components. Okay. All right. So the next lesson I will plan another lessons regarding AT chapter wise. All right. So I'm planning to do YASA examination preparation lessons also. All right. So don't worry, I will make it day by day, and good lessons, because I want to give a good explanations lessons with good explanations for you guys with a very simple English, because I don't want to put very complicated English for you guys. All right. Okay. Again, thank you for participating in these lessons, and if you still not subscribed to Aviation Engineering YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please share these videos with your friends, relatives, and anyone who like to learn about aircraft maintenance. And if you want to become aircraft mechanic, aircraft engineer, or anyone, these lessons were important, and I think this is the first YouTube channel you can get a good knowledge and the theoretical knowledge regarding aircraft maintenance. All right. So thank you very much again. Have a good day and see you later.